Bettina Orlopp, I'm really excited to talk to you today for She Can. Tell us a little about yourself and what you do.
Yeah, hi Stephanie. Thanks for the invitation. So, what am I doing currently? I'm the CFO of Commerzbank. Commerzbank is a large bank in Germany, focusing on private and corporate clients. We are publicly listed in the MDAX, and I have been the CFO now since 2020. And before that, I was already in the board, responsible for HR, compliance, and legal. And now, as a CFO, I have the fun part, having investor relations, treasury, tax, and the finance organization.
Amazing, Bettina. It's incredible, super inspiring. Tell us how you got to where you are today. What is your journey?
Well, a long path was probably, it's always true. So I studied business and administration in Regensburg, a small town nearby to Munich, and was already focusing on finance as my special topic, my focus topic. I then asked myself what to do, and I had three different things I could do. One is I had an offer of BMW to do a trainee program, because I worked for BMW during my studies quite a lot. Second is I had the offer to do right away a PhD. And third, I got the offer of McKinsey to do a kind of a trainee program, I would say, fellowship program, it was called by that time. And it was a combination of working and then doing a PhD paid by McKinsey. And no surprise, I decided to take the McKinsey offer, and then I started there back in, I have to think, April 1995, so quite a long time ago. And then I took the benefit of McKinsey, where you can make a very fast career if you want. So I stayed there for 2 years, then I did a PhD for 2 years. I came back in 1990, and then I basically had a very fast career, ending with the election to partner in 2002. Then it got a little bit slower because I married. I decided to get to have two kids, one daughter in 2004, a boy in 2005, and I started to work part-time, which is always making everything a little bit slower. I only worked basically primarily for banks, and at a certain point in time, it was back in 2014, I got a call from one of my former McKinsey colleague, who was by that time the CEO of Commerzbank, and he asked me whether I want to do something real. And he offered me the position as an executive for the strategy department, and I said yes. I then was responsible 2 years below the board, so level 1 manager, as the chief strategist for Commerzbank, and then I got elected into the board as the responsible board member for HR, compliance, and legal. That's basically, in a very fast summary, what happened.
Which is incredible, Bettina. You are the first woman on the board of Commerzbank. I want to really stress that. Tell us what motivates you to be a sort of pathfinder, front runner for women in the financial industry.
Yeah, I mean, yes, it was indeed, I was the first woman after 150 years of history, so quite a long history of no woman on board. I think it was absolutely overdue, and I was in the lucky position, I would say, right timing, right place to be there and to become the first one. I was always sure that I would make a career and I would like to work on. So I always decided to never stay at home, but to just continue working, because I thought I would like to be independent, and it worked out nicely. And I'm a big supporter also of diversity within Commerzbank, and I have been before at McKinsey, because I strongly believe that as long as we do not have ratios which fit to the overall company, and for example, Commerzbank has 50% female share, and as long as we do not have a female share of 50% in leadership positions, work is not over, and we really have to push hard to improve numbers. And that is one of my targets, probably as a CFO, a little bit less than as a CHO before. But even there, specifically in the finance areas, treasury areas of banks, I would say there is quite a need to further strengthen the ratios and the share of female leadership.
Yeah, there is a way to go. So you have your work cut out for you, Bettina. I'm wondering, what do you think is your superpower? What do you think what is it you're so good at?
Oh, well, it's always difficult to assess yourself, but I think I have the good combination of first of all the courage to take risks. I think you can only do a career if you are willing to take risk, otherwise you will never get there. Second, I really do something which I like, and I think you can only be good in something which you like. It's just a prerequisite. Then I also think that I'm pretty good in what I'm doing, so that's helpful. The combination that I always took the opportunities that I got offered is, I think, one of the recipes. And that's also, I think, the key recipe for increasing diversity is, as a leadership, create opportunities for females or for other groups. And then you have to have also the flip side, find women, find groups who are also willing to accept the opportunities. So you need to have both. And I think my clear goal was always to take the opportunities. And I also had the luck that I had a lot of support, also from my husband, because making a career and having 2 kids to raise is not so easy if you are alone. So you always need to have a good team also at home.
Absolutely. Bettina, what would your top tips be for other women?
Well, as I said, first of all, I think take the opportunities you get offered. Do not think too much about whether you really fulfill all the requirements. I think specifically females tend to think that they can only offer a position if they fulfill like 90% of the requirements. That is not necessary. So just go and take the risk to accept something, even if you think you're not fully equipped for that already. Second is really, do not start to think the young woman start to do this job because it might be better for having a family afterwards. And then you stop yourself already very early on to make a career. It's much better to make a fast career, because the more you advance without having kids, the easier it is to then also do the career or to continue the career when you have kids. That is clearly something. And then network. You really have to have a good network sponsors. You always will face situations where you need to have support, and you always have to have someone who provides you the opportunities you can offer, you can then accept. And for that one, you really need to build up your own network, and many opportunities I got from my network.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you so much for these tips. Bettina, what are your plans for your future? You sort of really already, you broke the glass ceiling. What are your plans?
Well, first of all, I really want to make Commerzbank successful. We are in the middle of a very large transformation. We just have completed successfully the first year of transformation. There are more to come, and I think we have a lot of work ahead of us, a lot of difficult things also around us, currently with the pandemic, but also with the Ukraine Russia conflict, and so lots of things to do, but I'm very committed to move on that.
Thank you so much, Bettina. It's been great to chat to you.
Stephanie.
Thank you so much for taking the time.